Weatherization is the process of making homes as energy efficient as possible, in return reducing consumption costs. The Minnesota Community Action Partnership has a weatherization program that qualifying households can apply for through a participating local community action agency. The entire state is covered, but not all community action agencies offer the program. This program is funded through the U.S. Department of Energy and U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The weatherization program is a program designed to help low-income clients throughout the state through community action agencies, where we assess homes and do what the program will allow us to do to make the home more energy efficient and safe for the client and their family.
Bob Hoium is an energy auditor and quality control inspector for Prairie 5 Community Action Council's weatherization program. Hoium does an initial inspection of the house to determine what needs to be fixed, updated, or replaced. He met us at Virginia Ryder's one-bedroom home in Montevideo. Ryder has lived here for 30 years. Murphy, her dog, not quite as many.
Roll the cameras. Roll it.
She was ready to talk about the improvements to her 1940s home. But first...
Some years back, I did a pre-audit on this home, which is just a quick walkthrough to see if the home qualifies for the program. The program isn't designed to fix every problem, so an example would be if the roof was in poor condition and leaking, we would have to wait until the client could get that repaired, so we're not coming in and doing more damage with our material.
He was up and checked my attic, and he said there was some vermiculite up there,
And what I found in the attic is a material called vermiculite insulation, which can be assumed to contain asbestos.
Vermiculite is a naturally occurring mineral once used as insulation. A mine in Montana that produced the majority of vermiculite was found to be contaminated with asbestos. That's why Hoium assumes any discovered vermiculite to contain asbestos. Its discovery is an immediate halt in the weatherization project because if the entire home can't be weatherized, it could do more harm than good.
If we can't treat an area of the home, we may put the homeowner or the family in danger if we try to do the rest of the project, but we leave that area. So by tightening up the house, if the home is taking on radon or moisture, we're going to create more problems. So it's best just to leave it the way it is, undisturbed, and do a deferral on it.
According to a Minnesota Commerce Department press release, the presence of vermiculite insulation in attics is the main cause of weatherization deferrals throughout the state. Because of this, in 2018, the department started a Healthy Air program to help low-income homeowners remove vermiculite. Hoium said that the current Healthy Air grant has a different funding source than the original, but the same purpose. A homeowner can only receive a Healthy Air grant if the home can be fully weatherized after vermiculite removal. Once the Healthy Air grants are awarded, a chain of contractors gets set in motion. First, enter Cody Dishaw and his vermiculite removal crew.
We have to go in there and first thing remove as much of the cellulose as we can.
Cellulose is now the standard blown-in insulation.
We've got special vacuums that will end up taking the cellulose off the top, and then when we get down into the vermiculite, that special vacuum is filtered so it can be sucked up and put into a 55-gallon drum that's lined with a 6mm poly bag. And essentially that vacuum just keeps filling up those bags, and then we'll seal it off and take it out. And the special filters help to make sure that there's no asbestos fibers that get released into the air as it's being sucked through the vacuum.
After the air is cleared, the weatherization improvements can start. The work prescribed is informed by a blower door test.
It's a way to measure the tightness in a house.
The blower door test is done during Hoium's audit, again before the contractors start to compare notes, and a third time when the work is complete.
Then we have a main attic measure, which in this situation it was easy to model because I knew after we removed the vermiculite that it was going to be empty.
So Ryder's house needed the maximum amount of insulation. Hoium also identified things like ceiling attic bypasses,
including the chimney, the soil stack, open interior and exterior.
The pull-down
wall
attic
cabinets.
ladder was leaky, so they made a smaller attic lid, installed piping, sealed wall plates, lights, returned ductwork, installed carbon monoxide alarms and LED light bulbs. There's a lot. Then, contractors Greg Seelan and his son John Seelan step in.
I'm the founder of Seelan Advanced Weatherization. I work for 5 different agencies doing income-eligible weatherization. It's what we do exclusively.
They follow the work orders, and yes, some of that is attic-related, but as you heard the extensiveness of Hoium's energy audit, there's much more to it.
The one part about what's with the income-eligible weatherization is we use true building science in our approach. We all know that heat rises. So as heat rises up through the holes that are attached into the attic, we call them bypasses. So now it creates an airflow through the home. When that goes up, gets into the attic, that's what melts the snow and creates the icicles that you see from the outside. So now you then will add ventilation to get rid of that heat, but our approach is to make a good air seal at the attic before we then add insulation.
So what you're looking at here is the top side of your ceiling in your house when we're in the attic. This one has obviously been fully vacuumed and cleaned out for us. Normally you'll see any type of an insulation that you're going to have to dig up to find these things. But what you see here is the tops of each wall in the house. This is a light that's been foamed and cross walls. These are all walls that you'd look for if you were digging through insulation. And what we take is a 1-part spray foam and we seal all the gaps. Anytime we see where a wire goes in, and then we seal up a light all the way, and we go through and we follow all the walls until you complete the entire house. And that's gonna air seal all the heat loss or where your air is escaping into your attic.
As they tighten up the house, aka seal up air leakage, they also pay attention to ventilation.
Because once we air seal all these cracks, now we're tightening up the home, which can create indoor air issues or moisture. This helps eliminate that.
The only drawback to eliminating moisture for Ginny Ryder, it seems, is no more bathroom mirror notes written from the steam.
There was no moisture on my mirror or
Really?
anything, yeah.
So you can't write notes to yourself anymore?
Nope, can't write my grocery list on there.
We typically get between, at the very minimum, 20 up to 60% air leakage reduction. I know we have a substantial energy savings in these homes. And that's very important, and it means we're going to use less fossil fuels and therefore help our environment.
And for low-income people that can't afford, stuff, it saves you money, your heating bill and stuff like that. And I think it's very important.